Yep.
Yeah, hello there. I'm back again.
And so am I. Hello.
Doing as well as I can be. Hope everyone in chat's doing well.
Had a meeting earlier in the day, but now we're having this, and this is a lot more enjoyable.
Another meeting, but fun. Yeah. You know, people in chat seem to be doing good. No longer okay with us. That's
No worries.
completely valid. Yeah.
That's
See, I
unfortunate.
was wondering where you were because you weren't at the Earthing Quest a couple hours ago, or an hour ago even. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, apparently you're not picking up on the actual stream.
There. This should work. Thank you, Windows Update, for changing all my settings again. I love it.
A special applause to Microsoft for being highly incompetent.
Shouts to them for resetting my Monster Hunter Wild settings every single time they update the operating system, causing me to have to spend like 30 minutes resetting them again so the game runs. I love Microsoft so much.
Me too. Honestly, if DaVinci Resolve didn't suck on Linux, I would have switched to Linux like months ago. It's like the only thing that is like really bad on the Linux version of DaVinci Resolve is that, like, you know, common codecs are just not compatible, like H264. And I'm not gonna convert every single footage I work with to something more usable. Like, way too much work. Anyway, let me redo. Welcome to ARKS Lounge. Hope everyone is doing okay. Okay. So this month is a little bit jarring after the headline.
Yeah. It's crazy because I don't think the headline itself really had that much in it for the month. It's like a typical anniversary one, but there was a certain piece there, but we'll touch on that later.
Yeah. It's like, it is kind of jarring seeing people complain like, oh, the headline was nothing grand. It's like, it's May. It's
It's the follow-up for an event.
It's the 5th year in a row where the May headline is showing us a seasonal event. Like, do we need another year till people catch on?
You mean to tell me that May is the NGS anniversary event because they don't want an anniversary event in June? That's insane to me.
Wow.
Crazy. And like the thing they showed for the event isn't even bad. Like, we're gonna fight Dalian and Val again. like cool.
Yeah.
Solus especially, I don't remember the last time we fought Solus.
Solus is always a fun one to see show up anyway, because nobody knows how to fight it except those who did the major target suppression quest version.
Yeah.
So it's just death everywhere for like the first week or so until people realize, oh, that's what I meant to be doing.
Yeah. Speaking of Solus, I can't wait when High Solus eventually becomes the anniversary urgent quest.
Yeah, no, I am hoping that we do get high versions of those guys soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Like, it's one thing, like, I understand that there are people who want, like, a new big bad quest to fight that isn't just a reskin, but when it comes to, like, the Malignant and High fights, they are very different.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to see what they do with, like, a high version of Solus.
Cool.
Double the speed, triple the damage.
It summons
Walls in-
50
Walls in
walls
Phase
this
1.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Walls in Phase 1 and Solus, the Solus, no, not the Solus, the Dalian cubes from, the Veil Urgent Quest, or Vile Urgent Quest, rather.
The walls have even smaller holes to jump into.
The walls come from all 4 directions.
The gorilla-shaped
Enjoy.
hole in the middle.
Yeah. Actually, we don't have any holes in the walls this time. You just take damage.
Yeah. See, really bringing it back like PSO, you've got to tank that damage, otherwise you are not winning.
Wait, that would be the incentive people have been asking for to augment 4 defenses.
Yeah.
Jokes on them, I do it anyway. I love having 2.7k HP.
Yeah. I still need to do
Holy
it.
cow.
I haven't touched the new what they're called? Ethos augments?
Yeah, Athos, yeah.
Basically the Magis for the Argent tier.
Yeah, I haven't touched them yet. I'm thinking of moving to a Bandak though, because I don't really play melee classes anymore. So I might have to touch those. Might.
Walls require specific emotes to get through. Oh, are we going pay to win now?
Oh, that would be fun.
You can
It's gonna
only
be like
avoid
the
this
great-
wall. You can only avoid this wall if you have PR
That's
pose
67.
11.
Even worse, pull out the collab emote.
You need to turn into the Lenovo laptop to survive this wall. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
That was such a funny emote. They just gave it to us randomly. At least it's better than the. I don't know if you know about the Intel emote.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
that they
Intel
did.
Core, iCore, whatever one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
have seen
Lenovo
that
one was
emote-
more fun.
Yeah. I have seen the Intel one being used once, and it was about a year ago by someone. I didn't even realize people had claimed it. I thought it was just a thing that existed and no one was gonna like do anything with it.
Yeah, it's because it was like very difficult to get. Like you need a specific Intel chipset or something.
Yeah, you need to buy and it was a really expensive one as well.
Yeah.
It was 400, easily like 400 pounds or something. So, oh no, I'm not paying that much for an emote, let alone an Intel chipset.
Yeah.
And then the campaign got cut short as well.
Yeah. What a good, well thought out campaign. That was the first NGS collab. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
It is kind of silly to think about.
Yeah. It was there from day one, but yeah.
Let's swap into recent events real quick. So, first on the agenda, Redmond became an official content creator. Wow!
Hooray!
Oh, yeah.
And
See,
I was 100% not expecting that because I threw that shit in on a whim And going by the criteria, I was like, oh, I don't think I'm gonna get this, but I may as well try.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, here we are. I don't know what changed. I don't know if they look at a different number than I do, but I'm not gonna complain.
I think
See,
because they announced this before something else happened. I'm gonna get to it later. But basically, the previous community manager advocated that like the current criteria is like not realistic for most people. Like if they were to enforce it, I think like easily 70% of the OCCs would get demoted.
Yeah, like global especially is like inherently small, so we need that little bit of leeway.
Yeah. So
Stuff.
now the new criteria, I don't think they're gonna like put it on the website, but like the new criteria is like, do you play the game actively?
Yeah. Do you pass the vibe check? Do you
Yeah.
upload enough content? Yeah. See, I used to be. I used to be an official content creator. The scene got too cool. No, I got too busy. I couldn't put out images with PSO2 music constantly.
Yeah.
That account was great, though.
It was great. I think at some point, if they ever start supporting Blue Sky, I might bring it back. I have all the videos still, so I can just repost old stuff.
Yeah, that would be great because like I prefer using Blue Sky these days anyway. So though I had to break my Twitter boycott recently because like the reaction to the headline was so fucking stupid that I had to say something.
Oh my god. Yeah. People have been heated, to say the least.
Yeah.
But yeah. Nice to have you on board.
Thank you. I hope to live up to the title.
That already makes you better than like most of the other content creators.
Yes!
Another thing on the agenda is that in May, Lace is gonna hold a PvP revival event. Basically, like every Friday of May, he's gonna host a PvP event on 7 p.m. EST. On Saturdays, not Fridays.
Good. It's always good to see when they bring back these events, because as underrated of a mode as it is, when you just play for fun, the PvP is actually enjoyable.
Yeah. And if you consider it from a perspective like, oh, what do I get out of it? You get a bunch of SG from it. So there's that.
Yeah, you get a bunch of SG from it as well. There used to be, I think there used to be ones on Wednesdays, but they've since like long since stopped as well.
Yeah, I'm like not I'm not familiar with the PvP Discord, but I'm just know that when Lace is hosting those events. So, but I would shout it out.
Yeah.
Let people know.
Absolutely, make it more known to everyone.
Yeah. Usually we have like 12 people going, or like slightly above. It would be nicer if we had 24, because then we can use run 2 matches at the same time.
Yeah. Also, that means there's enough people as well, so that the ranks for everyone realistically should consistently be going up, so everyone gets a lot of SG.
Yeah. Okay. And that's about recent events. Well, I guess one recent event, I don't know if it's like public, but it was already announced in the Discord, is that the previous community manager is stepping down and a new one is coming. So
yeah,
I don't know how much this will affect the community interactions on like Twitter and stuff, because apparently the current tweets are sent by PSO2 JP.
Yeah. So should be able to see, hopefully see some more.
Oh, JP already got UD augments.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. Because it would
they-
already be 1st of May now.
Yeah, they get them a bit earlier than us.
We should be getting them in like 7 hours or so.
I think we get them in 4. I think it's when it roll. Like I think with how they do the Yudi augments, it's or these augments. It's when the day rolls over in UTC instead. I feel I could be wrong though. Should be in 4 hours if I'm right.
Oh, and looking at RoboArks, apparently the UD augments have 1% higher depth.
Yes, they do. So, turns out you don't need to run deft anymore if you want to hit big numbers.
Yee.
You can just get 100% potency floor with whatever. You might need a deft or two for potency floor to cap out at 100%, but like you can use anything now. There's no need to just run deft for Yudi specifically. I would still recommend running years with deft because going from 0% to 1% floor is a biggie for that one. Because that's just going from no floor to 1% per augment. But having, say, a set of deft years and then really whatever stats you want from Yodi, you should be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
If only yours deft was more reasonably priced.
Yeah.
That's
Luckily,
like the one bad thing about it.
Yeah. Luckily, we are getting a rerun of those, thankfully.
Yeah. So, whatever the next major target suppression quest is, it's gonna be way easier to do that one than Luthor, because Luthor came out at the tail end of the Ruddy lifespan, so there was no Ruddies on the player shop anymore.
Yeah, so generally speaking, it's a really good time to just get your augments together, augment yourself a new set of gear. If you haven't augmented a set of armor in a while, then get a Valto and should be good.
Honestly, that's another thing. Because like, in terms of like augment transfer vouchers, I have nowhere near enough to like transfer all my augments. But at the same time, like, the current urgent quest drops augments like crazy, so I might as well just re-augment and use my vouchers for the weapon, because like the EXA augment is like way more valuable than whatever it's on the units.
Yeah, no. See, that's what I've been doing when these hit. Like, I use my voucher on whatever the most expensive A augment is, and then I wait for the scratch to end, and suddenly it goes from like 25 million to like 45 million, and it takes a few days for someone to buy it, but that's a lot of Masita.
Yeah. Also, I noticed the problem with EXA augments when I was like, oh, I should swap some of my augments around, because I was running gradual pressing, tri-shield, and bring down PB, because weapons that don't have like PB build-up are a little bit too slow in terms of PB build-up for me. So I used that augment to patch that up, but now there's a ring for it, so I don't need it. Problem is, if I want to swap my EX augments, I need to swap all of them, which means EXA augment goes into the trash.
Yeah. This is like the biggest issue with the EXAs specifically. Thankfully, though, it is only 1%. That's the only thankfully they'll get from me with that, is that it's 1%, so you don't need it. Like, having an EXA augment versus having any like of the other AC augments, it's not going to be that big of a difference. Don't need it. But if you want to use it and you want to push those numbers, just be careful. Like, once you've done that, your gear's basically locked in to that specific archetype of EXs.
That's exactly why I skipped out on EXA, because the difference was not big enough, and I would not want to lock myself into something if I suddenly feel like just doing something different.
Yeah. See, I was fine. I'm fine with it. For me, because I run risky stance Endure Pain, so I like my PB build up. So just putting on like risky stance A, very easy, very straightforward. But for other people, they like to be a bit more adventurous than me, so yeah. Definitely want to be careful.
Yeah, speaking of headline, I would say let's dive right into it. Okay, so on May 5th, we're gonna have a seasonal shop update and a limited Alter Realm update with a great Rappy suppression trial. Now, I checked the website for the patch, and it hasn't specified that Meseta boosters don't affect the drops. So I assume, because they did that on previous LTQs, so I assume that here you might want to use Meseta boosters in the Rappy trial.
Yeah, if it's anything like, because this has happened once or I think twice before. Because didn't this happen in it happened in I think Alter Realm Inception Retem, or was it the Retem Combat Sector? It was either one of them, and it also happened in Nameless City as well. So, if you want big Meseta, because it is very much possible with like the current boosters and stuff that people should have access to right now, you can hit 100% Meseta.
Yeah.
And if you have sellable items on autosell, since the beta reactors drop as drops, that effectively means when you kill a Great Rappy, you're not getting 100k being auto-sold, you are getting 200k per Great Rappy kill.
Now
yeah, like, you can get a lot of Meseta from this if you have the right boosters. And the fact that this event's going to just drop a bunch of other stuff, like it's going to have Lexio, various augments and other stuff. Obviously, if you're going to farm Lexio, I would personally just do it from Lufa, because you're still going to get better rates from that. But if you're going to farm it from Alter Realm, Kavaris, or just farm it from there. Throw on some Meseta boosters, bunch of RDR, you'll get loads of Meseta and materials. So it'll be a good time. To grind Meseta.
And the Rappy trial made me actively like farm the Nameless City when it came there. I don't remember farming it in Alter Realm Desert, if there was one. And my titles reflect that I barely played that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope it works here, because I have like 100 Meseta boosters that I'm just not using because I can't be bothered to run deck space.
Yeah.
Same.
I've only in the past couple years I've only ran Dex about 3 to 4 times total, and that was just to check like the current efficiency of it.
Yeah.
Like just to be like, okay, say if I want to make a Meseta making guide, how much does this actually make me with these boosts and without these boosts? And it's like, okay, without these boosts it's 2 million, with these boosts it's 4 million, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, you'll find me doing deck space for the daily task, and if a PSC burst happens, it happens. But other than that, I do the task and I'm out of there.
Yeah.
I might do deck space if it's like, if I'm just doing something else on the side. It's like, I may as well, because it doesn't really take any effort or attention.
Yeah.
It's nice passive income.
Especially if you like have something on the second monitor to watch, it's like, yeah, might as well.
Yeah. I do need to end up checking something soon though. Retem Alnov and Dex Space have always been neck and neck in certain gear spaces for which one's better. But I do need to go back and check how lucrative Alnov is in relation to Dex, because there have been a few times where it has significantly just been better than Dex, especially in low player environments for farming Mesita. In version 2. So I need to go back and check that sometime.
Yeah. I also was like playing around with Dex Space Rank 2. Because like we have a lot of power creep since last year. I think the enemies are still a little bit too tanky. Like they die in 2 hits instead of 1. But otherwise,
the issue, there's an issue that doesn't really help the higher rank ones, and Newsome Plant as well. The Starless and Dolls don't drop as much Mesita per kill as everything else. They actually drop slightly less Mesita, so they become less efficient, unfortunately.
I see.
Which is a shame, because I would prefer it if Newsome Plant was better than Dex. I just prefer Newsome Plant in general.
Yeah. And I would prefer if we could like swap over to rank 2, since rank 1 still has the problem where you can just randomly derank on 4 bars.
Yeah.
God, I love that RNG.
Not PSO2 without RNG. At least it's better than whatever PSO2 was doing with PSEs. Those were not nice.
Yeah, I still don't quite understand how we're supposed to like draw them out, other than just kill faster.
You kill enemy, and if
Kill
it rains,
and kill more.
yeah, you kill and kill more. But if it rains, there's a higher chance for the PSE to go up.
How
And
high of a
that
chance?
is-
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, just yeah.
Yes. Just
But fun fact, by the way, that aspect of PSC is why in NGS, if it rains, it just goes to 4 out of 5 bars, because weather excites that stuff, apparently, as far back as PSO2.
excited photons.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a shame, because most people use the bad weather to go like farm Gigantics. Back when they were relevant. I really wish they, instead of having Gigantics be tied to weather, I would have preferred if they just made them spawn if enough trials are cleared or something.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because like trials in exploration sectors serve no purpose.
Yeah. Except one, but this one's like a version 2 thing, and it's that like the Thames
Trapper,
collection, yeah, the trap one,
which apparently you need to do like 600 times for a title, which is the great.
yeah.
First
I'm
Thames
not-
trial. That trial and those titles is what made me drop just title hunting, because that's insane.
I know.
Now I just
I don't-
go for whatever I see actually feels
Yeah.
doable.
Yeah.
See, I don't think I'd be able to do that. Like, and you'll get like a lot of food materials from it, depending on the region you're in when you do it. But personally, if I want food at this point, I will just do Neon City. That thing drops food like crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, on May 5th, we're also gonna have a return of Dalian. And they did the thing with solos again, where they say it's easier than the major target suppression. No, it isn't.
Yeah, there's only one of these that's objectively easier.
Yeah. And it's so funny because like before they nerfed Solus's HP, we actually like hosted training sessions for the urgent quest during the regular Dalian Solus.
Yeah.
Which is supposed to be more difficult. I think Sega forgot how power crap this fight is.
Yeah. Also, like,
Yeah.
I kind of don't like they dropped the HP by 30%. I understand it's to make it for like bugs easier, make it a quicker time, but I was doing this in 10-11 minutes with people already.
Yeah.
I understand people were getting 20-minute runs in, but like, if you're getting a 20-minute run, then I don't know. Either that's like the entire MPA's problem or just your problem. I think everyone in that MPA should, you know, look at upgrading your gear just a slight bit. Seriously, this is a PSA. Please upgrade your gear. The benefit gear is not good. It's like 40% behind almost.
Yeah.
Best in slot, which it is not good. Like in the slightest. So
speaking
of the resources.
Speaking of, the current welfare gear is gonna expire next month. So yeah. I can already tell you, next month when we get the new welfare gear, people are going to be like, wow, it's so strong. And then they'll be like, yeah, not upgrading my gear again. And then 5 months later, oh my god, I'm so lagging so behind. Why?
See, I find
and the cycle continues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find it really interesting, though, that we're getting benefit gear next month. I understand why, because we always get it every 6 months. But right now, the previous benefit gear we got already had LC augments of current tier augments on them. And I doubt we're going to get like an instant augment shift next in June. So I have to wonder what they do to that gear to update it. I guess what they could do is they could just say, oh, we'll make it have like 10% more potency for its potential or something. But like, honestly speaking, this is one of the times where it's like, I think the next benefit gear we're going to get, it's not going to be that much of an upgrade from the previous set.
It'll probably be just shifted up to 14 star and just be brought up like to be the baseline for that.
Yeah. I think the current one we have is 14 star, is it not as well?
No, current one is 13.
Oh yeah, it was 13.
Mm-hmm. Same with the units.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what is actually done with that. Though, personally, still upgrade your gear. Whatever you can make will be better than that thing.
Yeah. Like, try to understand how to play your class a little bit.
Yeah.
Holding Blazing Shot through the entire fight is probably not the best idea.
Yeah.
The real horror story I've heard is people, like an alliance mate did a pug run and still got a 20-minute run after the HP reduction.
Yeah.
And that's like, how even? What?
Seasonal events like these are always good to like get your gear into shape as well.
Yeah.
Especially this one. This one is just dropping vis augments like crazy. Especially with the current rare drop rate. Like, I'm getting one of each best in slot augment per run of Solus at this point.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. You can very easily upgrade your gear if you're playing this game through this event.
I was even surprised, like, the upgrade to the Domina one. It also, like, was super cheap compared to, like, when Ultia Domina came out. It's like Ultia Domina the first week was like 30 mil or something.
Yeah.
And then
see, I think with Telfia Domina though, there's something that I've noticed. Lufa's like major target suppression quest, I feel it's easier than previous ones, especially Vile when we had that one.
Yeah.
Like there were a lot of people clearing it day one and even in just pugs. It's very simple to understand outside of like the last phase, but once you understand where the attacks are coming from the last phase, you're fine.
Yeah, like Luthor is basically just the base fight, except now he has a few mechanics that wipe you if you don't understand them. So once you understand them, it's like easy going. May 20th, we're gonna have another seasonal shop update. And a new
more tickets.
And the LTQ is gonna return, the Dazzle Chaos Impression. I was actually surprised to read that they haven't run this LTQ since 2023.
Yeah, we haven't seen this one in a while.
Yeah. I was like, wow. Feels like we had this last year. Maybe I'm misremembering.
You know,
It's been the funny dragon again.
yeah, no, Resplendent Nex has been in its cage for the past 3 years almost, so body's not seen the light of day. There is one enemy that I prefer to see over Resplendent Nex, though, and that's Resplendent Ams. I like him and his dumb party popper. Like that stuff is cool. Also, there's. Oh, actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll mention that when we talk about the next LTQ because that was interesting.
Yeah. And another thing that's coming back is Malignant Darkfall's Vial. Which this time he is easier than the major target suppression because a bunch of orange attacks are now purple.
I really wish they stayed orange. I would love to see like the waves of death that would cause in a pug.
Agreed.
Also, every of those Malignant Darkfalls bosses have their own reward box, so that's a bunch of rewards for you to snatch just for playing the game. And May 26th, we're gonna have another LTQ, the Breezy Summer Elio Defense. This one is points collecting.
Yes. We haven't had one of these ones in a while. I love these ones. They're basically just glorified kill boxes.
Yeah.
The more things you kill, the more rewards you'll get. And you're also competing against everyone else. And this one, I love for a specific reason. It has gold ruinous enemies in. We've only seen a gold ruinous enemy like once or twice before in a given LTQ. But yeah, now we can see him again. You can see gold ruin angel or Angel or however you want to call it. The funny
Angela.
guy, the Luminac. Yeah, Angela. But yeah, we can see that gold and a bunch of other stuff. It's always interesting seeing enemies that shouldn't be what they are, what they actually are. Like a I want to see a Gigantix Ruinous again.
Oh,
I want to
that
see.
would be
I want to see the
interesting.
return of Gigantix Vaulon. He's been in the cage since the beta.
Gigantix. Last time we saw Gigantix Ruinous enemies were where were they? They were in Nameless City, and it was only on days when it was the residential district.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it
the
gets some
Gigantix I really want is the Great Rappy one again.
Yeah, that was the best one, objectively speaking.
Also, I want to see a bit of a mix and match. Give me some high I can't English. High Gigantix enemies. High Gigantix Wowlon is going to come back with a vengeance.
I like how Gigantix Vaulon is this meme in the Japanese community. Like there was one edit of the Chapter 7 cutscene when you defeat Vile, where you have this flashback of all the characters from the story, and somebody just edited Gigantix Vaulon in.
See, it's insane because like the two high enemies that the three high enemies that we've had this month, I have enjoyed them a lot. Like High Grandmiser is just funny. Just seeing it do a spin and watch two people get domed to it is hilarious. And then I always forget this one's name, but the one that like the robot that heals allies, I enjoyed that one because it makes mobbing like more interesting.
Yeah.
If anyone remembers like the heal rogs where you have the Balrogs with the heal pack on their back, those will just heal things at like intervals instantly. I do not like those. They make mobbing unfun. But that high enemy, that one makes it fun because you've got to destroy like their siren first before it's going to just start healing everything. And once you destroy that siren as well, it's just going to start throwing itself at people really quickly.
Yeah.
And then High Wowlon is just like insane. The fact that I can still go into a pug today, see two people drop to it, and it's great. I love how much stuff that guy can do.
Yeah, even I drop to it sometimes because like dude is just going ora 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 ora.
Yeah.
My only issue with him is really that he feels very hard to read because of all the shit he does all the time.
Yeah.
He has multiple. I like to call them like enhanced attacks because like Is when the high enemy makes like the noise and then just does an attack that does a shitload of damage. But I like how he many of them. He has the jab, he has the axe kick, he has the pounce, and he has the tornado. And it's like, okay, that's insane. Like that is not Wowlon at that
many goddamn tornadoes. I can't see anything.
It's like Ruin Griffin if it was good. It's gonna be real.
And then high Ruin Griffin drops.
Yeah.
Oh god.
You know it's coming.
To Ruin Griffin's credit, it is the best iteration of Griffin in the series. But that's not saying much, because it's still Griffin. Oh, speaking of Miss Urgent Quests, there's one right now.
Nice. Well, hope whoever is running it is gonna have some nice drops. And that's about it for the content in the headline. The next headline is gonna be on May 28th. This time at a regular Tuesday, because this one was on a... Was it Friday?
Yes, it was on a Friday
Yeah.
because of Golden Week.
Yeah, this week is Golden Week in Japan, so everyone is just not at work.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next collaboration we're gonna get next month is Niji Sanji. This time we're collabing with JP and EN.
Yes,
like,
the
wow.
last time we had, the last time we had a Niji Sanji one, it was just JP, but now it's an EN one again.
So yeah, I saw a lot of people rolling their eyes at the collaboration because like people still have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to Niji Sanji.
Yeah.
But like, despite people like groaning at it, these AC items always sell like crazy. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, it's not really known that much because of like VTuber culture in Japan and like globally are pretty different on like what's what. Like HoloLive is pretty big globally, right?
Yeah.
Not as big in Japan. Stuff like Niji Sanji, and there was another one as well. Like those agencies are much bigger in like Japan and other adjacent countries. So it just makes more sense for it to be Niji Sanji.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, this time we're gonna have one EN liver among the lineup. It's Meloko Kyoran. So I assume next headline they're gonna announce their streaming schedule or something. So maybe it'd be nice to drop in and I don't know, welcome them to the game or something.
I will say though, this like if they can't English. If they do a stream schedule for the EN one as well, this will be like the first time in a long time that we've seen someone being paid to promote the game in any capacity on the global side of things. Like the last time this happened was the last time we had a Niji Sanji EN one, I think.
I think that was 2023.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Let me pull up RoboArks because they are great at tracking this.
Yeah, they haven't really done a lot to actually like promote the game like globally. So when they pull out these things, it's like, oh, they actually can. They just don't really want to.
Yeah. I think the last time we had a EN liver was like literally the first time they did a Niji Sanji collab, which was 2023.
Yeah.
We've had one each year since. It was interesting. Really makes me feel that there is like some long-term contract with them or something.
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah.
It does mean we'll see the return of the Niji Sanji mags as well, the region mags. Get a little dressed up for that. If they do a holo collab, I'll pay a lot of money for crony stuff. I'm just saying.
Same. 100%.
Just saying. Yeah.
Gimme.
I
know several people who will be very normal about that if that were to ever happen.
Very normal, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I have no clue about VTubers. I'm just gonna roll with the outfits.
See, I don't really follow VTubers anyway, but like Crony is one of them where it's just like, okay, she's cool. I vibe with that. It's like, fucking based. But yeah.
Now that we have that out of the way, let's talk about the Dev Corner, which showed us a trailer for the new field coming next month. And everybody was very happy about it.
Remember last month when I said the field is probably going to be Naverius?
Turns out we were all right, but apparently people who don't play the game weren't aware of it.
Yeah. That reveal is wild to me. I had a look back on the comments in the YouTube video. I know, big mistake, never do that. And the fact that it is so split, even in the comments, where it's like, oh, NGS is finally doing something, like, this is the stuff, and this is what we wanted, and then it's just like doom and gloom the other half. It's like,
yeah,
okay. Like, I do not know what we did to get here.
Genuinely.
I just assume that the people that are just being all gloomy about it don't actually play.
Yeah.
They're stuck in the 2022 days.
Yeah, because I saw one person on Twitter react to it, and I know for a fact they don't play the game because they said themselves they only log in to take a naked screenshot of their character and then log out. So they were complaining about it like, dog, how about you play the game first?
Like, and I feel this is a big problem as well. Like, there are a lot of people who haven't played the game in ages. They haven't experienced the content. I understand that, like, if you're constantly on the game as well, that can lead to burnout. So I understand why people don't. But, like, right now, it's kind of just like, I recommend a lot of people to just give NGS a try again, because it is a very different game from what it used to be during version 1 and like the early version 2 days.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't even see what the problem is of them just recycling assets from PSO2, because like, if you watched the Final Fantasy 14 stream that happened on the same day, very poor timing for the headline, but they were talking about how that game is gonna drop PS4 support soon, because the current file size is getting to the point where the PS4 just can't support it anymore. So now look at the file size of PSO2 and realize that it's not that much smaller than Final Fantasy 14. Yeah. So them recycling PSO2 assets to give us a new area, well, in quotation marks, new, is just smart use of assets that are already there. Like, if they were to remake it, then they would have to drop PS4 support, like, maybe this year.
Yeah.
And there's still no PS5 support to anywhere. So, yeah.
Would have to actually go and check the file size of the PS4 version, because I don't think it's as big as the PC one would be.
I think the PS4 version right now, if you install the PSO2 thing, is about 140 gigabytes.
Sheesh.
If you uninstall the PSO2 files, it's 90 gigabytes, so it's like a little bit... It's still a lot, yeah, but it's like a little bit more bearable.
Yeah.
At least NGS has the option to just uninstall PSO2 if you want to. You don't really have that option with 14. You take everything or you get nothing.
Yeah. And honestly, I would just like, why is this a problem? Like, I'm like on the entire opposite side, where I would rather them just recycle old assets to give us new area. Like, okay, you don't want to do an NGS casino, fine, give us PSO2 casino in NGS.
Yeah. Also, I think it's kind of weird to say all this stuff as well, because we haven't really talked on this aspect. A lot of people are asking for them to reuse PSO2 content for NGS, even wholesale.
Yeah.
And we get it, and people are upset. Like, you can look back in the Fleet channels, the official PSO2 Discord, modding Discord, anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, any PSO2 community space, you can find people asking for this stuff constantly. And then we finally get it, and that's bad.
Yeah.
It's been asked for 5 years, and now when we finally get it, everyone's flipping their shit for some reason.
Yeah.
It's like, you asked for this.
Like everybody is like, oh, everything NGS does sucks. They should just cancel NGS and go back to PSO2. What do you think gonna happen when you go back to PSO2? You'll play the old quests, and it's not gonna be improved. Just like if you bring PSO2 content into NGS. It's just frustrating, and it's like also didn't help it that the fan fest was going on for Final Fantasy XIV at the same time, because like this was probably the biggest case of, oh my god, this community is having fun and the other community is like genuinely miserable to be in.
Yeah. And like it's strange as well, because we get to see the gameplay from it, and being completely honest, whilst it is obviously Ruins and it's still using some of the assets from Ruins, it kind of also isn't, in a way. I've noticed that a bunch of the assets are of higher quality. Obviously, they still have like that PSO2 grind to them, because they are probably just reusing the old assets they had back then at a higher quality, because that's how they make assets. They make it at a higher quality, compress it, etc. So we're probably just getting a more detailed version of that. But also, they have done model work on Zesh Raider. Like, there's Zesh Raider's model. I like. It's a bit smoother around the edges. It's got some things that it didn't have before.
Yeah.
I hard called when they showed off the roadmap like ages ago. There is something up with that Zesh Raider. I do not know if that is like a ruin enemy, or just something that looks like Zesh Raider but isn't. And lo and behold, it's just a Zesh Raider.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. He's just there.
Like this is something the devs want us to pay attention to. Like Yui herself was like, take a look at how this enemy looks. Wink wink, nudge nudge. And then when
why does it have such different colors?
Yeah, and then when the Dengeki article for the headline dropped, it also like specified like, oh, this area looks exactly like it did 1,000 years ago, and this enemy looks exactly like it did back in PSO2. So like, maybe think about what this implies. You know, the franchise with frequent time travel now has an area teased that looks exactly like it did 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, and shoutouts to, I was gonna say, shoutouts to another enemy that's up and coming. Said enemy has a lot of relation to time shenanigans, also known as Angafandage. Like, I feel in general as well, it makes sense to introduce something like this with Naverius specifically. If anyone was ever paying attention to the PSO2 narrative at any point, you'll all know that Naverius specifically just has time shit going on constantly with it. Like, the corrupt regions in Naverius, they only exist because of time leaking through and stuff like that. I am grossly simplifying it, but it's just related to that. Like, it is insane how much relates to that, so to have it just be like having the start of this be Ruins is pretty cool. And also, I'm gonna be real, this kind of enables a lot that we couldn't have had before, if they wanted to do it. Like, take Big Vada, for instance. You are not fitting that thing anywhere in New Genesis. Like, in its current state. That's just not going to happen. Say if they want to do that
No.
or an adjacent boss, they can just do that. They can bring back tunnels and just do that.
Yeah, me and Big Varder.
Yeah. Like, it honestly allows for them to be a lot more creative with how they roll out content and what kind of content they can roll out.
Yeah.
And I'm also not opposed to them using old ideas because, let's be real, this series has always done that, and I know that doesn't make it a good thing, but we've been here, done that. We have PSU, we have PSP, and we have PSP2i. All of those kept like reusing content from each other, and even the PSO games. So I'm not going to start complaining about it now. I know what to expect.
Yeah. And I saw someone in chat mention that when PSO3 comes out, people will say they miss NGS. And I already see this happen in certain spaces, where after this headline came out, I saw people complain about the people who didn't like NGS version 1, because back then we were still getting new areas that are completely new, and the game wasn't trying to like nostalgia bait PSO2 players. And it's like, but like, guys, have you already forgotten? NGS version 1 sucked.
Yeah.
Can we...
I really feel we forget how bad that game did suck. Like, at the time, I was defending it. I was no better than like anyone else, but my opinion is that if it kept going in that direction in a sustainable like way, it could have been good. But it wasn't sustainable, so they didn't do it.
Yeah. This is also where I feel like maybe this wouldn't be so difficult to understand for some people if the developers had a more open dialogue with us. But at the same time, I understand why they don't.
Yeah.
Especially
I do hope that it is subject to change soon, though, because JP have had a far more open dialogue than ever in like the past year and a half-ish. Like they've been doing well, and we've kind of flip-flopped. Like, we used to have an open dialogue, they didn't, and now they have an open dialogue and we don't.
Yeah.
Maybe the next step is to just actually let everyone have the proper amount of dialogue with everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
let's look at it this way. Back when we were still getting areas, it meant that we had basically no content for 6 months while they work on the next area. Because, like, what did we get during the first 6 months? We got Braver and Bouncer, which were largely already finished. They just delayed them to have stuff for the patches. We got Mining Rig, and then Mining Rig with extra waves. And that's it for content. The rest was just gameplay systems and stuff. And we didn't
even get some of them because some of them were delayed until Retem.
Yeah. And now
like titles.
And now you look at the content lineup, we're getting like several LTQ a month. We're getting several Dark Forces in a year, which is like what?
Yeah.
Now specifically we're getting a new story chapter every 4 months and a new high difficulty.
And we're getting field areas as well.
Yeah, and new high difficulty quests every 2 months that put your skill and gear to test. So it's like, I would rather have whatever we're having now than go back to no content for 6 months while they work on a new area.
and being honest as well, like, it's also the kind of content that I prefer, like, when it comes to rollouts. Because I've been there with PSO2. PSO2 didn't have, like, consistent content rollouts to the degree that we've had them with NGS. Like, sometimes we would just get, like, a 3-month period, and it was just scratches. And it was like, okay, maybe we'd get, like, an LTQ or a seasonal, but it was otherwise just scratches.
Yeah. Like, for this seasonal specifically, we're getting, like, we're getting one LTQ, then a solo version of the same LTQ to have ARKS records in, and we're reviving an area that already exists, and we're getting another LTQ. Compare that to like PSO2 seasonals where it was Valentine's Day for 4 weeks, and then the next month it was White Day for 4 weeks, but it was basically the same quest, just in a different Amduska area.
And they were always the same quests like each year as well, just with like either more added or just the same but new enemies.
Yeah.
And, like the fact that we haven't had like Dazzling Suppression Op in
2 years.
2 years.
2 years now.
Yeah.
And we're finally getting it back again, and it has like remixed enemies and stuff, and it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that's when that's fine to bring back because it has been too long. But like, PSO2 did it like yearly. There's a reason as well when it came to PSO2 that the Halloween Urgent Quest specifically was well loved, and it's because that one was primarily different every year almost.
Yeah.
It would either build on the previous one and add like more sections, or it would just be new compared to the previous one.
Yeah. And speaking of Halloween,
But like
last year's Halloween LTQ was also like awesome. It was like proper trick or treat walking around.
yeah, no,
Still
the
one of
past
the
two-
most unique LTQs we've had,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel.
the past two Halloween LTQs in particular have been really creative, and I am interested to see which one, like, what happens this year. But they've also been borrowing like a page from the Halloween LTQs for certain ones. Like, there was that one where there was that big ship on the beach, and it was like we were going from area to area on a board. Like that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I do like it when they get creative with their like dev block stuff, because like, for example,
Yeah.
the current one we have now, the Wildland gets the temple
Yeah.
Yeah.
instead of just
Like-
being in the crater.
Yeah. And like they're LTQs as well, so I wouldn't say like they're probably not too hard to put together on like a development angle, so it's not like it's taking up too much time. But they are cool to see. I do like to see what these people can do. What they can get away with.
Yeah. And if you had a problem with this month's headline, well, next headline is gonna be fucking packed.
Yeah. Yeah, no, next headline almost definitely is going to be packed. Like, just to kind of quickly run down on what is going to probably be in next headline. Obviously, we have the new field.
Yeah.
We also have tech arts customizations. These will always happen at the start of like any patch cycle due to how the game just is structured. So new tech arts customs will have the new creative space feature most likely.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which we still know
which
nothing
could be
about.
anything. Yeah. I thought we would get information of it this month instead of the new field, but no, we got information on the new field instead. But the hope that I see amongst friends and some people is that it's a quest creator, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
If it is that. But whatever it is, it's all we know is it's experimental, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Just that is
Considering-
experimental.
Considering creative space on its own was like a big experiment and like a passion project in a sense. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, expanding on this with even more experimental shit? Yes, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost feels like a version update, because we're getting the creative space stuff. We're getting a new major target suppression quest. We're getting a new field. We're getting technically a new enemy type because fall spawn are returning.
Yeah.
We're getting tech. Did I mention tech arts customizations? Yeah, we're getting the
Yeah.
VTuber collab, which means the game is gonna get promoted when they're playing it. Yeah, we're getting a lot
Also-
next month.
Yeah. And we're either going to get High Solus that month, or we're going to get it the following month. Or just something like High Solus, because it's going to be a big boss, right? I fully expect it to be a High Solus at this point.
Hi, Sash Raider.
Fun Solus fact, by the way. Fun Solus fact, by the way. When Solus is downed, it actually has a somewhat of like a high halo form around its head.
Interesting.
Right, yeah, like,
So-
especially in the... At least in the
On
final
the
part.
phase. Yeah.
If we're gonna get High
So-
Solus, I hope we're gonna finally get his weapon camo for Rod.
Ooh,
Oh,
yes.
I hope that we get his weapon camo. As a Force main, I would love that.
That would be so dope. It's like replaying it now in the Malignant version. I'm like, man, this Rod is so cool. Why can't I have it?
And the thing is, if we do end up getting its rod, I would like to see the quest just drop all 3 versions of it, like regular Solus, Malignant Solus, and High Solus versions.
Yeah. Also, if he's
Like,
gonna
just,
drop the camo as a weapon, that would also maybe imply that they're finally gonna do like an ARKS that represents Solus. Because we have
Yeah,
Starless
that'd
ARKS now.
Yeah. Be interesting.
Big Frogger, High Frogger.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, to kind of like get back onto more of like what the field even is. Like, obviously we've said it's like the ruins area in Naverius. There's some interesting things around like the naming convention. Although on global it's called Realm Investigation, because it's called the Splinter Realm on global.
Yeah.
On JP it's called Region Investigation instead, and it's not called Splinter Realm. It's I think it's like Boundary Zone Investigation or like Divergence Realm Investigation. It's something along those lines. Like, you can interpret that in that way.
Yeah. Which,
and yeah.
like, when I was talking with a friend about this, we had like this eureka moment, because like Divergent thingy investigation. Huh. You mean like Divergent Matrix? Like the thing that allowed us to time travel?
Like, although we're not going to get any immediate like lore regarding this from like the story itself, because of how they do the story, it will tie back into it eventually. So
yeah,
there will be a reason for us to go here. And we'll kind of get a better idea of why we are here. But going more on like the field's design as well, I've noticed that it seems the field is cut up into 3 very unique segments of how they would like do the field area. What are they called? The expedition areas in PSO2. So you have like the area that's more like Ruins 1. You have the area that's more like Ruins 2, and then you have an area that is just Zesh Raider's like boss field on top of that.
And they also added the monolith that's Elder's seal to the map.
Yes.
You can see it in like 5 different shots.
Yeah. And another cool thing to note is that high enemies seem to be able to corrupt like the little monoliths around the place.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty interesting detail, because the only thing that has been doing that before was like F Factor, but now high enemies can do it with what is pretty much just called Alter Factor.
Yeah.
Although like Alter Factor has been shown to work differently from like F Factor. Like, F Factor corrupts and kind of like makes weaker. Alter Factor kind of like enhances and mutates.
Yeah. And
so
honestly,
it could be interesting.
And honestly, now I
from
feel
all
like the
perspectives.
people who like were theorizing about the time loop, that like Starless go back in time to cause Starless, is probably has more merit to it.
Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, we'll get High Elder from this as well. Watch.
Oh god.
It will happen. It's not even going to be like a Ruin Elder, it's just going to be Elder flat out. Just high.
Because he wasn't high enough. But you know what? Elder with like the NGS movement and maybe some platforming would probably be interesting. I don't know. If it's just like PSO2 where he's just like standing next to a flat area, it's probably gonna be boring.
Hear me out. Cutscene Science Elder. Because remember how huge he is in the introduction compared to when we actually find him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just run up his arms.
That would be cool. And we already had like a boss where we run on his arms. Like we did that with Dios. So maybe it was just something they wanted to do but didn't manage to do it, because like a lot of early PSO2 stuff was basically them just having ideas and not managing them.
Yeah.
I remember when they did Bouncer, they straight up said that Bouncer is what they wanted to do with Tector, but they just fucked up Tector.
Yeah. And like, I feel that just in general, the fact that like, I think people are being very short-sighted in what Ruins could mean for like just the story and also content in general. I think it's going to be honestly, I think from here on out it's going to be like pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Like I thought the Ultra Realm stuff was interesting as well, but like the fact that they're taking that like a step further, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's
especially now that we're getting consistent story every 4 months.
Yeah. Like, it's so wild to me that I still see people say the game is directionless when it's, like, pretty obvious what direction the game is going into.
Yeah. And, like, it's crazy as well, because I've seen people complain, oh, why do they keep bringing PSO2 back into it? Like, they're not doing enough with the PSO2 concept, and they just keep bringing back enemies. And now they're doing that, I still see the same complaint, and it's like... they're trying to tie the PSO2 part of the story into it more, it feels, instead of it kind of just existing. Like, they were tying in the PSO2 stuff to the story, like, a bit more in version 2, but it wasn't to such a, like, extreme degree. It was just like, oh yeah, you're the Guardian from PSO2, ruin enemies, etc. Like, there's not that much there.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, Oracle got, like, weak, so Starless killed them all. Boo-hoo. But yeah, no. Now that we're, like, seeing concepts like this, they can do more with PSO2, and I want to see them do more with PSO2. Not in, like, a half-assed way, like, kind of what people have been, like, implying it to be.
If anything, this just opens the door on possibilities.
Yeah.
Like, this could be huge if, assuming that the story eventually starts, like, leaning into this thing. It's like, oh, we could get some insane connections down the line.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it doesn't end up being, like, a one-time thing. Because
yeah,
I don't think it will be, but there's a non-zero chance.
Yeah. I do think they'll end up tying it in some way, though. Because personally, it's like a writer's goldmine.
Yeah.
Like, it opens the door up for them to do anything. I am 100% expecting the anger in August to just be anger as well. And that alone existing lets them get away with so much shit that they couldn't have before. And technically, if that comes back, they can do, like, a whole Profound Darkness thing if they wanted to.
Yes.
Because we, like, whilst we did kill the Profound Darkness, and, well, Primordial Darkness, which, as a result, you know, killed the Profound Darkness, etc., doesn't exist anymore in our universe. Kind of does in others. So they could bring it back through that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an actual threat. And I feel like whatever the Starless are, because this has been, like, a personal theory of mine, whatever the Starless are, either they're somewhat related to us basically removing the Profound Darkness from the equation. Like, I've always had that, like, personal theory.
Yeah, I do wonder what they're gonna do with it, because, like, there are some hints that suggest that the fourth clone might have been intended to be a Shion clone. And if that's true, then, yeah, Profound Darkness is basically around the corner.
Yeah. yeah, like just in general, I'm very, very interested to see what we're gonna get. We'll get what, another story part in August and another one in December.
Yeah.
So,
And if we are
Very
lucky,
cool.
we might get a mini episode in June. So
yeah, I do hope that we do, because that's kind of like my ideal. We get like a mini episode and then we get like a story episode, or a story chapter. Like,
yeah.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, overall, I really want to see Ruins. And if things end up being the way I personally want them to, I might end up revisiting some older projects of mine as well, just to make that experience like a bit more easier for everyone else.
Yeah. Also, if they're gonna bring back Profound Darkness, especially like the PSO2 version, I'll be glad not to have to fight Gemini again, ever again.
Honestly, I prefer Gemini over the Profound Darkness fight. I'm gonna be real. I like that fight.
I also have a feeling Gemini would be more like, well, less annoying with the NGS movement.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, though, despite the doom and gloom, it's gonna be looking pretty good. Honestly, tread with optimism. Yeah. And kind of just. I mean, this is the best thing. Like, if you're finding yourself doom and glooming about something, kind of just surround yourself with people who aren't. It helps.
Yeah. I remember Serial posted this on their Blue Sky that when they joined my alliance, they were like, "Man, this game is so fun when you're playing with people who actually want to play the game."
Shocker! Who would have thought?
I know, right?
Yeah, no, it's why I'm on ship 2, because the people on ship 2 didn't want to play the game, and now I'm playing the game more because I'm with people who want to play the game. It's crazy how that works.
Turns out playing with friends usually makes any game better.
Yeah.
But yeah, to circle
Yeah.
back a little bit about the Ruins investigation, they did specify that the quest type is going to be different from previously released exploration and combat sector. So
Yes.
I find it interesting because it means it won't be a combat sector and it won't be an interception sector. But we still saw in the trailer that there was like a wave of gold enemies, so maybe it's gonna be like a mix of both.
Yeah, like, I want to see some interception sector elements there as well. I enjoyed interception sectors a lot, but seeing, like, basically an interception sector mixed with a combat sector and exploration sector just all together, and maybe with a lot more trial variety as well, that will be nice.
Maybe
and
it's
it being... Yeah, but also it being Ruins means that they can do the unique stuff with the trials, because, like, obviously you have the monoliths getting corrupted, so that's one thing. You also have the Zesh Raider will just spawn here and there.
And I imagine his attack pattern is gonna be different from PSO2.
Yeah. You know what they should do? They should bring back the ship defense quest, or trial rather.
Oh,
the ship falls from the sky.
Oh no!
So some poor ARKS 1,000 years ago is like, these guys with, like, busted gear were protecting me from these robots. What the fuck was that? What?
I'm sorry, time travelers? Who are you? Wait, I recognize you.
Wait, what are these purple fuckers?
Yeah, that would be interesting to, like, have older characters as trials.
Yeah, no, like, I was thinking that as well. Like, in trials, they can just do that if they really wanted to. Just like, oh, here's a trial, and it's just like, who's a good one that we could put in there? Affin, or Afin, or whatever you want to call him. Put him there. Just have him go like, what are these things?
Oi, mate, what the fuck you doing here? I thought you were in the cryosleep.
Yeah.
That's something I was thinking on as well. Assuming we eventually get like story beats surrounding these zones, will we have any returning characters, or will it be completely split off from those? Because that could be interesting to see as well.
It
Yeah,
makes me
that would be
wonder
really
if
interesting.
the flashback at the end of Violet's urgent quest, when you actually beat PSO2, I wonder if that was foreshadowing that these characters are gonna return now.
Yeah. Like, it would be pretty interesting to see how the Starless end up getting resolved, and it gets resolved basically by pure... Let's be fair, say it with me, PSO2 bullshit. With time,
Yes, that's some bullshit.
like, the idea of this place existing and accidentally opening up because the Starless are trying to do dumb shit. And then, oopsies, we're now in another dimension with people who are pretty accustomed to this kind of thing. and just dealing with this, and it's like, oh, so that's how this is gonna play out. We just do that. But yeah, no, I am interested to see how it plays out. Like, no matter how it plays out, anyway.
Yeah. We'll see more about it next month. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's see. Then we had 2 questions which from the developers, which feel a little bit like recycled questions.
Almost quite literally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have an interesting thing to say about the second question.
Yeah. The first one, at first I had to like reread a couple times because I could swear this was answered before, but then I realized it's talking about regular gold prims, not gold prim 2s.
Yeah.
So yeah, regular gold prims will be replaced with Endymion capsules moving forward.
Yeah.
Which is an upgrade,
Yeah.
kind of funnily enough.
Personally, I maybe it's because I have a premium and I always have auto sell. I like never realized that the gold prims even drop at all. But I guess a free-to-play player might have that problem.
Yeah. But the second one is this one's not good. And I say not good for a few reasons. So let me just bring it up here. Mars is significantly inferior in power compared to players with the best equipment. Even after the recent enhancements, its performance has decreased for most players. Are there plans for adjustments? The TLDR on that was basically, well, they're not gonna buff it at all because that's just their policy on Mars, because it failed abysmally due to a certain group of players. I'm just gonna say power players, like, they did not like Mars at all.
Yeah.
Having to use Hydra Termination once was a bit too much for them.
Yeah, and outside of Hydra Termination, I didn't really understand why people disliked it. Because, like,
Yeah.
it's balanced. Maybe people didn't know that it was balanced around being optional if you have Bisc gear.
Yeah. And then they go on saying, oh, they'll increase the potency in June. They always do this, by the way. They always increase the potency every time we get either a level cap upgrade or like every 6 months. So that's standard. But I have a specific bone to pick with this question. This question, I'm like, this is somewhat conspiracy theorist levels, but this question I'm pretty sure only exists because there was one user who made a bot network on Twitter posting that question hundreds of times.
Oh my god.
I had seen it on my I had seen that question on my For You page 3 separate times from a JP bot account.
Crazy.
So that question existing, you can blame it on whoever that was.
And it's so funny as well, because initially it was like, people complained about, oh no, I have to use Mars for this one quest. Oh no, I don't want to do this. And it's like, okay, and then they just decided to kill off Mars entirely. And now people complain that it's not strong enough. It's like, this is another case of people asked for this. Pick a side, please.
Yeah.
Like the original Vile fight was a real good use of Mars, I feel, because it was an epic battle.
Yeah.
And that's why I also feel that Malignant's Vile was a downgrade, just in this, like, when it comes to the presentation of the actual fight.
Yeah.
I do not like Malignant File anyway. That thing wants me to play with Rod on that. Rod is awful on that fight. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that again. but you know, I feel this is probably the biggest misstep when it came to Mars. Originally, Mars was going to have its power be based on your own gear. It's no longer based on your own gear. They changed that pretty last minute in development.
Yeah.
And I wish they didn't change it.
Because then they wouldn't have to like update it every few months.
Yeah, they wouldn't have to. They wouldn't have to update it, and it means that when I'm using like my best in slot gear, it is reflected with my Mars instead of just, oh, my potency from my weapon doesn't matter with Mars. It's just my BP, and then it assigns me an arbitrary potency value based on which BP threshold I've met. Which I think right now is 1.350%, so like 1,350% potency. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, it's stupid. I don't like how they did that. But despite this, I guess Mars did unintentionally lead to one of the best systems that they have added, being EX styles. If Mars failed, so EX styles could run.
Pretty much, yeah.
And the fact that we're also going to be getting more EX styles, not more EX styles, but more EX styles levels this year is going to be pretty nice as well.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what will change. Like, what will they add?
Personally, I want to see an active skill per one of them. But that's just me.
It would be nice if they gave Celeste something that makes it more competitive with the other two.
Yeah.
Give Celeste something to actually make it recommended for any class.
Yeah. I mean, it's already not recommended, but it's useful when you're.
It works on some, but for most, it's.
If you watch like the speed kills of regular Luthor that GP players did, Textures actually use Celeste because the ability to use two compound techniques back to back of the same element is more valuable than whatever the other give.
Yeah.
True.
Like, ultimately, that's kind of just it. Celeste is very niche. Although it does make Force just feel better to play.
Yeah.
But sometimes Force prefers Blitz anyway, so yeah, it's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah, I kind of hope they're gonna buff Force sometime, because like there's a few oddities that really shouldn't be there. Like, why are wind techniques so weak? Like,
Force is just basically Elemental Fighter, and it does nothing next to Fighter. If anything, it just aids Fighter. So like, I want to see a bunch of changes made to Force to obviously like relate to that. I feel the biggest one that I want to see with Force, just increase the animation speed for or the attack speed rather for compound techs for Force. Just please do that. If Fighter can get a free Formelgion every like 20 seconds with like 0 wind-up, I should be able to get one every minute with 0 wind-up. That's not that much to ask.
or just make Tech Dom work on everything instead of just techniques. Yeah. It's like a 30... Is it 30%? Yeah, 30% buff on compound techniques would be like crazy to have.
Yeah. I also think, like, just generally as well, like, a buff across the board for potency will go a long way for the class. Like, it doesn't need much, it just needs a few small things that do a lot.
Yeah. And in terms of wind damage, it would be nice if using Foyer without the 20% element magic bonus wasn't as strong as using element matched wind techniques.
Yeah.
Like that's a bit silly.
I think wind as a concept on Force is kind of just a bit. It's a bit flawed with how it works and how like Force works, because you're basically you're doing an uncharged technique then into a charged technique. So there's like a fair amount of downtime when it comes to damage that other techniques don't have. A big one being Dark. Like Dark does similar. It's like you build up your Measured Spheres and then you use a charged one, but that's every 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Wins every other attack.
Yeah. And it's like specifically the rod element bullet combo feels a little bit not compatible with wind, because you end up wasting a lot of resources with it.
Yeah. Like the only time element bullet works is when it comes to like you charge a technique, your element bullet goes off when you like pop the blot, and then you can just do like 3 charge techniques in a row for wind.
Yeah. Or what they could also do is do the thing where if an enemy already has a wind marker on them, then just buff uncharged wind damage for Kizan. That would be nice too.
So, to the comments saying Rod needs PAs too. No, we don't. We do not need them. I will be adamant on that fact.
You don't want more buttons?
No, I don't. See, there was this magical class in there was this magical class in PSO2 called Phantom. It had a rod. It had a rod, right? It had PAs. It didn't use them at all.
Yeah. This is the annoying part when people are like, "Oh, PSO2 was so much better because like you had Rod Phantom and it had like all these cool Rod PAs and
Ilgrants be upon you."
And it had like this cool PA that like turns into a Talus where you can use techniques from different position, and Talus was also much better because like you could use techniques from different position. It's like this never came up. It was never important for anything.
2 words, Ilgrants spam. I know that's like severely like what was the word? Simplifying, yeah. Simplifying how Phantom Rod played, but like Phantom Rod did not need its PAs. It kind of just complicated. I wouldn't even say complicated things. They just weren't an issue. Yeah, 5 million DPS with 1 Ilgrants.
I think the only Rod PA I ever used when I was playing Phantom was the one where you can turn it into a dot.
Yeah.
But I don't think you even needed to do that one. Honestly, Phantom feels like it would be a better Tector than Tector, because like at least with Phantom, I don't have to change my wand element every time I use Ramage it.
Well, see, here's the thing. In PSO2, if you're playing Tector, you want to use a Gunblade instead.
That's also an issue.
Good game.
I actually swapped to Wand to like give the weapon a chance after like 3 years of using just Gunblade, and I quickly realized that no, this is like irredeemably bad.
Yeah, there's a reason why people use Gunblade.
Yeah. Like, the only thing I would do on a wand is add the augments that, like, restore PP every time you kill an enemy, and then go into Cradle and spam Rizandia.
Yeah.
That's, like, the only thing I would do on a wand.
And at that point, you're still not really doing wand things, you're just doing casting again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout-outs to Force, by the way. There is only 1 instance where Force is currently useful in PSO2. Mining Rig Defense 4 is really funny to solo with Force, like to a comical degree. It is really easy to solo with Force. However, outside of that, it is a class that exists.
It certainly is a class of all time.
Yeah.
It
And
truly is one of the classes.
If anyone is like wondering in chat why Force only exists in Mining Rig Defense 4, it's because PSO2 had this magical mechanic called burn stacking. So enemies that could have burn applied to them, you could stack that with multiple stacks of burn, and it would just nuke their HP.
Yeah.
So you had Apprentice in Mining Rig Defense 4 who was incredibly weak to burn. So if you just have one Force just spamming foy techniques, you can just burn it and she will die within like, I think, a minute. She doesn't last long.
And the funniest thing is, like, if you look at like the burn damage, it's like 1.58 max HP, which sounds like it would take ages to kill. But funny thing about PSO2 dots is that they scale with your damage multipliers.
Yeah. So you have them stacking, you have them scaling, and boom, their thing's just dead within like 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Like that is the only way I saw Pugs manage to clear Mining Rig Defense 4 back in the day, was just you had a Force on your team, the ultra hard version specifically. You had a Force on your team and they just knew what to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what my class used to be like, and I did not like how my class used to be like. It was not good.
Yeah, I don't miss making either Rainbow Gunblades or Rainbow Wands just to deal damage.
Yeah. Well, what a time to be alive.
It certainly was the... Also, we have one commenter in the chat talking about how NGS is bad because, like, you only get to form Meseta from Dex. Yeah, I mean, PSO2 was better when the only way to make Meseta was just run tacos every week on 30 characters.
No, okay. You were making stuff up. There was only one way to farm Meseta in PSO2, and it was augments. Because remember, you couldn't sell weapons at all in current content. I think we forget that, like, a lot. Global had it nice. We had it nice. JP, you're playing episode 4? Oh, you got a 13 star that you want to sell? No, you gotta wait until, I think it was the end of episode 5 or midway through episode 5 when we could finally sell 13 stars. And it's like, 13 stars had been out since episode 3. And it... like, it was insane. The only way to make Meseta in that game was... it really was just, like, making fodder units and weapons to sell with augments. And then obviously set tacos. There were some other niche ways to make it, but, like, they weren't consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I will say, though, that there are a fair few underrated methods that are somewhat consistent that I've tried my hand at in NGS. And I'll just kind of, like, throw them out here. Anyone feel free to steal them, just be careful. If you do them too much, it won't be as profitable, because that's how the market works. But, like, you can go into old content and just farm weapons, and then slowly sell them on the market. Like, every now and then, I'll go get a bunch of rabbit wands or fairy dashers, and then just list them on the market for 500k.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do some Strugment farming, getting some, like, old PSO2 weapon camos, and then selling those on the market for, like, 1 million to 500k. Although it's going to be slower than Dex, like, it's more fun. And I think if you're like, if you want to have fun, then you kind of just have to take that as it is.
Yeah.
But also, if you want to farm raw Meseta as well, NGS has been pretty good at this. The past, I want to say, year and a half, ever since they buffed Emperapi drops. Sometimes we will just get an LTQ that has an Emperapi, or sorry, not an Emperapi, a Great Rappy at the end of it, or have a chance to. Like the, not the current LTQ we have, but the previous one we had, there was a decent chance for an Emperapi to spawn at the end of it, and that's a 300k each run every time that appears. We also have upcoming events like the one next month, where the Emperapi is going to, you know, spawned from trials in the Ultra Kavaris combat sector. So there's a lot of different ways to make Mesita, and obviously, if you're saving your Mesita as well and not being like dumb about it, you're going to make more Mesita this way.
Yeah.
I guess the best advice I could give as well. Gearing's expensive, so don't buy augments on the shop because that's just like expensive. Farm the augments out yourself. It's pretty easy to farm the augments out yourself right now as well. So farm everything out yourself. At most, probably buy the AC augments that you otherwise wouldn't be able to get. And build your gear that way, and then you can start focusing on using your new gear that is going to do big damage to start farming a lot of either old or current content to get items to then list them for Mesita. The main downside though is that there's no free market access outside of like the 3-day shop pass. And that's kind of an issue. I do think there needs to be a like free slots that free-to-play players can list in the market, but that's another like conversation entirely.
Yeah.
But if you really want to, you can just do that. There are also other ways to make Mesita as well. I'm not going to say what ways they are, but like there are many ways to make Mesita. I don't farm Dex. I don't really buy much from the from scratches these days. I've got 2 billion sitting on Shipsu, so like if you want to, you can just get money.
Yeah. And you'll notice this month that my player shop will have a suspicious amount of plus 100 gold prim swords too. That's my way of making money.
Yeah, every time a seasonal event rolls around, by making plus 100 prims, prim 2s, you can just make a load of Mesita. There's so many ways to.
Yeah.
They're not always like they're not all methods that will always be available to you, but they kind of like come and go, and it kind of keeps grinding fresh. But if you're just farming Dex, you're not making anything else other than Mesita. There's no other drops you're getting. There's no anything else. You're just getting Mesita, and that's kind of as the cool kids say, lame.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I would 100% recommend that if anyone is struggling on Mesita, do one of the things I said. Find a market and set yourself in it. Although, do beware, like, you will obviously need premium because of how the market's structured right now, or to rely on a 3-day shop pass. Generally, though, given the game state, like, I'm not sponsored by SEGA or anything, so I can say this without, like, any recourse. I recommend getting premium. It's kind of just worth it.
Yeah.
Like, in general.
Assuming that you play it regularly.
That as well, yeah. Assuming you play regularly, it's definitely worth it. And also, Lil Birdie told me there's a sale for 30 days going on right now.
Oh yeah.
There's also an AC sale going on. How convenient.
I have gone through every shop, and I'm currently sitting on 12,000 AC.
When I get paid at the end of the month, which is in like what, 2 hours, 3 hours, yeah. I am expending
far away,
all my methods. I am expending all my methods, and like this is going to be the first time I bought AC since that much AC since the what's the last thing I spent that much AC on? The Toho collab, because I fucking love my Tuhoos, like my Truhoos. I've got a bunch of Thumos just sitting on my shelf. I need to take a picture of them someday. But I spent so much money on that collab and used almost everything myself. So that's the last time I've spent that much Mesita.
Impressive dedication.
I know, right? I love Toho. Such a good series. But yeah. Honestly, yeah, Mesita, cool, you can make it. Everyone should make Mesita.
Yeah.
Find the way that works the best for you.
Yep.
Yeah. And next week, when the Ultra Realm thingy drops, I'm gonna be farming it. Not only for the title, because I'm still missing it, but also because like I have like 100 Meseta boosters I need to get rid of.
Yeah, I've got a few of those too. I need to buckle down with something this weekend. I need to finish off my university dissertation before I can actually, like, do anything. Once that is done, though, I am free. Free. Permanently free. Forever.
Best of luck, and I hope everything goes smooth.
Yes, I hope so too. Honestly, at this point, I'm gunning for a pass. Although my grades have been typically high, I just want that pass so I can relax and just play this game. And play other games as well. I need to prepare my Final Fantasy account because Evercold's looking pretty cool.
But
Yep.
Yeah, I'm also looking forward to play Final Fantasy 14 again.
Yeah.
Especially since I haven't touched it since like January 2021, I think, or whenever patch 6.1 dropped. Basically, I was not very happy with the direction the healers were going. Since Shadowbringers and Endwalker was not really addressing the issue, so I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna stick around for this.
Yeah, and that was my issue similarly as well, except just with general class direction. I dropped out of it at the end of Stormblood going into Shadowbringers. But I'll give it another go. Right now I'm just catching up, but I'll give it a proper go for Evercold. Just doing a lot of cool stuff there. That's not to say I'll be dropping the game for PSO2, but I will be playing it in conjunction with. Like, throughout the 2010s, I played 3-4 MMOs at a time. I played PSO2, I played Final Fantasy 14, I played World of Warcraft, and I played Monster Hunter Frontier. So I can balance.
Yeah, I don't have that superpower, unfortunately. Every time I play Final Fantasy 14 and PSO2 at the same time, I'm noticing that I'm neglecting one or the other. So, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, these days I can probably just balance 2 MMOs. Like, I was young back then. I was a wee babby. These days though, fuck no.
Yeah, if I was a teenager again and didn't have a job, I would probably be able to play 3 MMOs.
Yeah. See, but PSO2 is pretty easy to balance with anything these days. Back in the day though, hell no. Me getting my austere weapon caused me to just not interact with my other MMOs I played at the time. I just hard grinded my austere weapon and then I dropped out of PSO2 until episode 4.
I straight up went on a hiatus when I was trying to get any of the episode 3 endgame weapons, because okay, so mining rig defense is failing very often, even on JP.
Yeah.
And because back then we didn't even have expert matching or expert blocks. So a pug was literally a casino of how skilled the players are.
Yeah, will I get a ranger or will I not?
Yeah. And then austere weapon or Ophistia, whatever. I think that needed a lot of other stuff and that I was not able to farm.
It needed a lot of stuff. It needed invade and didn't need Ares, or did it need Nemesis and the other one? It just needed a lot of rare shit, and you needed a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
And once you were done with your austere weapon, oh wait, no you weren't, because there's this magical thing called element level or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That. So you needed I think it was 2 or 3 of them. Jesus Christ. You needed so much stuff for that. I made 2 and then tabbed out. But to be fair, I made my 2 in conjunction with each other, so... Yeah. Never again.
Truly, the old days of grinding.
Yeah. I'm still surprised that we complained about the Kaiser grind in NGS. I get it was time gated, but Jesus Christ, I have been through so much worse. That was just waiting 4 weeks, maybe 5 at a stretch, but no. Ooh. Ooh. I do hope though that we get another grind like that. I would like to see that. I say like that, obviously not like the exact same, but just let me farm specific materials to make a weapon, because we haven't done that in a while.
Just depends on how spooked they got by the feedback from that.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Honest-
Yeah, because they haven't.
Honestly, version 1 feels like they were very overcorrecting back in the day. Because like the problem with Kaiser wasn't that the concept of an upgradable weapon was terrible. The problem was that the way they did it was bad.
Yeah. Like, the issue with Kaiser was mostly just the fact multi-weaponing was a thing that existed, so getting a second one to multi-weapon with was rough.
Yeah.
But they fixed that due to, like, the ARKS record badges. But, like, that initial spook was kind of like there. There were also some obvious issues with it, like, the first time around. It didn't carry over color variant, didn't carry over fixer, augments, etc. It was just a trade-in. It worked similarly to the early PSO2 trade-ins did. If anyone doesn't remember, early PSO2 trade-ins, they wouldn't transfer anything. It would just be a new weapon.
Yeah.
So, but they've since fixed that. They've really since fixed that issue. So I would like to see that retouched on. I guess we have been seeing it with like Spradio and stuff, but I would like to see more stuff like Crest to Zenith, where it's like the best weapon also has an upgrade as well.
Yeah.
Like, I know Arch isn't getting an upgrade, but I would like Arch to get an upgrade as well. It's a very fun weapon to use. Especially as we have Lexio right now. Lexio is a really fun weapon to use. My friend Mill has managed to cap out at 100 DPS in Lufa with it. Oh, not 100 DPS, 100,000 DPS. So that's been interesting to see. I think she's close to getting a solo now. She just needs more consistency.
Yeah.
Maybe with more consistency and possibly the level cap increase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
That'll
You
definitely
know,
help.
the issue of Lufa's fight for solos, it's way too inconsistent. We were doing a trio earlier, and the first trio, it was fine. We got through it. The second trio, we got such a bad attack cycle in phase 2 that it just wasted a minute of our time, and if that minute wasn't wasted, we could have easily cleared as a trio. But yeah.
Same as like, usually we do our like Luther runs every weekend,
Yeah.
and it's like on the first day when we got it, we ended up like clearing it with a minute to go. But then like this week, after we have all gotten like more upgrades and stuff, we ended up clearing with 1 second left. Like that was so tight.
Yeah, no, and that boss, Lufa, is actually causing me to contemplate switching to a Bandak, because as much as I do like Wix, it's just too inconsistent, especially if you don't have a Ranger around.
Yeah.
And these days as well, you can really easily hit like max attack buff on a Bandak. You also don't even need to hit max. You need to hit like 16 out of 20 unique augments, and you're still doing more than like attack. Fixer attack is like, it's pretty easy to do. So I might switch to a Bandak when I get my Lexio. I'll decide, because I'm moving my 2 billion from ship 1 to ship 2. So depending how much like TMGs are, I might just fully send like a Bandak 5. That's another issue with a Bandak. It needs to be a Bandak 4 or 5 before it's like remotely usable.
Yeah.
1 to 3 it just isn't good at all. You're better off just using attack, blaster, anything.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay, we're getting close to the 2-hour mark, so I would say we're gonna pick the raffle winner real quick and then wrap it up.
Yep.
Hell yeah, Gamba time.
Gambling!
Let's
Let's
see.
go gambling.
Let's see who wins this time. Okay. We don't have as many people this month as before, but it just means everyone else got a higher chance to win. Oh. And the winner is Denfrex.
Oh, hell yeah.
Congratulations!
Yo, you get free shit, man.
Yeah.
Should have been me.
yeah, you need to post your screenshots with the ARKS launch tag.
I do. I keep forgetting to do that. I meant to do it last night, and I was too worn out, so I was like, I can't be asked to repost it.
Okay. Final scene. So yeah, I thank everyone for showing up for this ARKS launch. It's fun. I hope everyone had fun watching as well. You're a yap about it.
Yeah.
Another good yap session done.
Yush.
Yeah, I had fun yapping. I always have fun yapping though, so.
Yush.
Same.
Next month's gonna be we might go overtime next month because I imagine there's gonna be so much to talk about.
Yeah. We're almost definitely gonna go overtime next month. Also, before we end off, if I am right, as I usually am, next month's patch, or not next month's patch, but like when the June patch hits, which will be like when Investigations Ruins comes out and everything else, that should be on the 3rd of June, if I'm right. So,
Let's see.
not too long. We have 33 days, I think, or 34 days until that. Yeah, 34
Yeah.
days.
Oh
So,
man.
we are not that far away.
Yeah. And yeah, that checks out because like the next headline is on the 28th, and
Yeah.
we know that 26 is getting a new LTQ, so 7 days probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I hope the new creative space feature is quest maker, and
Yeah.
especially if it's a quest builder. Them bringing back like old PSO2 areas who are like historically grid-based quests, that would just give you more build parts to work with.
Yeah. I forgot to mention this earlier when we were talking about the quest stuff, just to kind of end it off with. If it is a quest maker, I can very much see them just letting us use the open fields that we have access to as like sort of templates for the quests we make, which is partly why I can see it being very experimental, if that is the case.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I just wanted to say on that.
Yeah.
Give me a tileset system.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like this is what NGS is lacking for like the old head PSO2 fan, not PSO2, PSO fans, is that we don't really have like proper dungeon crawling experience.
Yeah.
And it would be nice if we could make our own dungeons.
Yeah. Trust me, I will make High Eliminada and you will have to deal with it.
Yeah, that would also be like such a like giving enemies modifiers. Like, you could make Gigantic Swallow yourself. You would be no longer stuck in beta.
You too can make Gigantic Swowlon in your creative space.
I will make a room with 3 Gigantics Tinos and you will deal with them.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to next month.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it then. We've covered everything we need
Yeah.
to. We've yapped. And now we're just yapping more.
What would also be really nice if they allowed us to use enemies that were like time limited, because there's like a crap ton of different rappies that just don't get used anymore. So
Aeonic Herzig. Was it Herzig? Yeah, Aeonic Herzig. We haven't seen that thing in years. We've seen it in like 2 different LTQs, or maybe 3, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Regardless of what it is, I'm looking forward to it. Quest Builder would be best case scenario, but we'll have to see. Yeah, I'm gonna keep people updated when we start getting hints, because like usually when they schedule the stream, you can read the description and get an idea of what's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna keep people updated about it on Blue Sky, because I'm not using my Twitter account anymore.
Yeah. Also, before we finish off, I did actually make that funny account I was talking about. There is now a PSO2 images account on Blue Sky. I will post on it.
Hooray!
I have a lot to post first though in the backlog, but yeah.
Follow for peak
forward to
meme
seeing it.
content.
Yep. But yeah. I hope y'all have had a good time though tonight.
Yep.
Likewise. Hopefully everyone that's been listening has had a good time.
Yeah, I'm
Learn
gonna.
Otherwise.
I'm
I
gonna
hope
go
y'all
eat
enjoyed the Urgent
something.
Quest earlier too.
Yeah. I certainly didn't. Okay. Take care, everyone.
Snuck one in. Also, take care, everyone.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Have a good one.
Catch ya.